Faculty members are not only educators but also mentors dedicated to shaping our academic growth and professional development. They will provide guidance, support, and knowledge to help us navigate our studies effectively. We encourage ourselves to actively engage with them and take full advantage of their expertise and mentorship throughout our learning journey. Remember, building a strong relationship with our instructors can greatly enhance our academic experience. At this point, we now turn to one important segment of the program. Dr. Mark P. Lorente, PhD, the BE Ed program head, will present a comprehensive overview of the academic policies and guidelines, including admission policies, grading system, retention policies, residency requirements, and data privacy regulations. Understanding these policies will help us stay on track with our academic progress and ensure compliance with institutional requirements. Yes, sir,
Okay?
Mark.
Okay na, okay. Thank you, Hannah. It's good to hear Hannah no, doing this being the master of ceremony, no. Of course I appreciate no. Good start for you, Hannah. And this is not really new to you at all, but this serves as best practice for the orientation is usually done annually. So basically during the first semester. But then again, we need to revisit, and this is really designed no, for the first year and second year para masabtan dyan nato no ato ang mga palisiya sa eskwelahan. And these are all taken from the manual no, the handbook. And I know ang uban dili kayo siguro mahilig kay basa, then at least we will highlight those important policies. So medyo taas-taas siya, but of course you can ask questions, clarifications once I am done with my presentation. So are we good? Basin og pwede na to ma-open itong camera if kaya lang. Para at least makakita ra pud ko sa mga naon ninyo no basin og uban natulog. Especially this is a siesta time kung kaya lang. Okay, so I'd like to present here. Madungog ra man ka kog audio. Madungog ra no. Dungog ra ko hana, Mel.
Yes, sir,
Yes,
Mark.
sir.
Okay, di ba sabi na ko madung gani na sorry kaayo kay wa ko kay balo nga wa na dungog. Sige, slideshow. So, sige lang, dali-dali na nato. So, welcome to the reorientation. And these are the policies that I would like to, of course, to give emphasis, especially for the first year and as well second year. And I hope na agapi third year diri but I believe na pa sila klase na but hopefully if di pa tamaw man they can join kay na mga announcement for them including the fourth year but then again i-post man po din siya sa to ang page no for mga important announcements. So we have to begin with the admission policy. So existing policy pa ni siya, I mean from the handbook. That's why CBSC pa ni siya no, nga BOT resolution. So under new curriculum na since pa-phase out naman pod ang old curriculum. Ang ato ang latest nga prospectus 2021-2022. Tama ka. No, no. 2020 to 2021. So, mato to ang latest. But naana siya yung mga revision and if successfully be approved no by the BOT, it will be implemented this incoming academic year. But for now, we have to, of course, note that all students seeking admission to the college and its various degree programs shall be prioritized according to the overall rank of the weighted results of the dates and venue of the DDoS CCET. So, mo na ang ginagakandak every year. shall be publicly announced and that no special examination will be conducted thereafter. And then, students should personally claim or accept their overall result or rank. Anong gitawag na itong stand 9 score. Itong stand yung results sa inyo ang exam. And this is annually conducted either April or May. No? So, dili kay ko sure sa month but mauna dira no before mag summer. And once lang siya magamit and it is good for 1 year. So, naiuban sa inyo like atong nag-transfer no from other school, naka-take na sila but wala silang napadayon sa pag-eskwela atong first semester. However, pwede pa nila magamit second semester if they opted to transfer. So, natay isa nga transferee. So, required man sila to attend the orientation for for the new students and transferee and including the returnees. So, good lang siya for 1 year. And students with standard scores of 5 to 9 or of higher percentile rank, whichever is appropriate, shall be prioritized to enroll in any of the approved board program offerings or to a non-board program of their preference. However, accommodation will be based on the college carrying capacity and quota of specific programs which will be made public. So, nagaset usually ang TED o standard 4 kay mao man na ang kuan diyan 'no, somehow, ginaset. But however, if ang quota or ang slots dili pa siya maano, ma-fill in jud, that's why pwede ta moadto sa kuan 'no, kay naman tay carrying capacity 'no. So, it based on the carrying capacity. So, pwede ta mo ato sa stand entry as long as it is made ano, publicly gid siya 'no. So, nata na and then based pod sa enrollment medyo nakagamay gud ang kuan 'no, nagkagamay jud ang results aning sa BE-Ed gid pod no. Katong especially those who opted to enroll in BE-Ed program kay usually ang mga stanen jud naara gid sa 4 lang jud. So kung 4 lang basin ang ma-offer lang pod kay isa ka section lang pod. So, problema na po ang sa loading na po sa faculty. That's why we have this statement nga based sa carrying capacity dyan po and quota. So, datay gitawag og quota dyan sa specific programs. Kay usually ginaset na siya or based sa experience po sa BPA mo ingon na sila kailangan mag-cater og 120 or 150 pero ang mag-enroll lang po padayon kay 60 or 50. So, mo tong we need to really reconsider adtong wala kaabot gid sa standard nga supposedly standard for. And to move on, should there be available slots in any board program after all those who qualified have enrolled, priority shall be given to the applicants who are number one, residents of the municipality where the campus is situated. Second, of low-income parents, students who wish to shift to other programs, and returnees and transferees. Sama ni siya. And usually ginatawagan ning mga qualified no if they intend to enroll in DDOSC. However, daghan joy mo decline no. They opted to enroll in other school or in other SUC. So mo nang samot sa kagamay ang ano ang kato mga estudyante kay tungod kini mga naa priority jud kay dili sila mapadayon. And it happened many times sa pod sa BN. So, sa pod dapoy gikan from other programs so we cater kay qualified po as to stanay no ako po sa lag stanay. And yes, that's for the admission. So kung naay pangutana regarding this one, you may raise your hand or maybe later na lang no. Naman tayo open forum so just reserve na lang your question. So when we have our open forum so that I will proceed to the next important aspect which is on the grading system. Nakulangan og S. Si Tem rin nakabutang. Okay, so again, this is based from the resolution number A series of 2017. So we have this one, the student's final grade shall be computed based on the following guidelines. So the grading of every assessment activity follows the 50 base system. There is ato ang school, nata naka 50 base ta. So automatic na naka 50. But however, failure na gyapon na siya. So ang imo na lang dayon is to of course to work on the required, no, the criteria for you to of course pass. And this will be done using the formula. So we have the row score divided by the maximum total points or items times 50 plus 50. So mao ni siya. And automatically sa e-class record naka-programan po ni siya. So every time we input the points or the row score, automatically there will be the equivalent percentage of that row score. And then the computation of periodical grade, so prelim of course, midterm and final, will be based on the category of course. So karon kay balo na gyud mo on how to compute if you have GED. So courses are determined according to category, whether regional education, so kato mga GED, no? Professional education, so mga PED, and then special education or major or courses with laboratory. Each category has its own standards with corresponding percentages, and you can also find this one in your course syllabus or the learning contract. So makita po ni siya. But take note, sa pag-compute sa final grade ninyo, 30% coming from the prelim, 30% coming from the midterm, and 40% will be from the final term grade. So dako gyapon og percentage sa final term. So kailangan gud i-work out jud pag maayo. Not only sa final but of course prelim and midterm. So mo na ang mga weights. So weighted din siya, no. Sample imong graded to sa prelim kay 90. So multiply mo siya by this 30% and then 82 sa midterm, so times 30. And then final kay naka 88 ka, so times 40%. So you get the sum that will be your final grade. Then you can transmit naman po, at least yun na naman po that 1.1 is 99, 1.2 is 98, so on. Nga na naman na to ang transmutation sa to ang percentage nga mga grado. So here are the following, no? So again, general education, periodical exam 40%, written outputs 30%, performance 30%. So mao na sa general education courses. And professional education courses, same lang ni siya sa specialized or major. Periodical exam 40%, written outputs 15%, portfolio or sometimes e-portfolio, depende na sa instructor, 20%, and then performance 25%. So again, ang specialized or major, pareho lang gid siya sa professional education. Tama ba ko? So pareho na sila. But for the practice teaching, ano ni siya? Practice teaching performance 60%, comprehensive exam 30%, action research is 10%. This is coming from the handbook. I don't know if naabay internal arrangement as to the grading of the practice teaching or PED 11. Okay, so that's for the grading system. Now let's have the retention policy. For the retention policy, you have to take note that maintain a grade point average of 85 or 2.5 with no grade lower than 82. Yes. Every end of each semester from first year to second year, level all subjects including PE and STP. Failure of the students to meet the required GPA shall place them under provision in the succeeding semester. So, bali ano siya, to clarify this one, dapat wala kay grade below 82. Sample sa first semester, imong naka-isa ka grado, masig PE pa na, imong grado dito is 81. So, you will be provisionary na siya. Provisionary na ka na. Or, kung imo pong average is below 2.5 or 85, let's say imong grade point average yun mismo is, let's say 84. Provisionary pug kaana. Okay, so bantayan, duha yung bantayan, dapat wala kay masking isa ka subject nga below 82 or dapat imong GPA should not be below 85 or 2.5. If you meet one of this, then automatic provisionary ka. Okay, in the succeeding semester. Okay, so basin og dagko kay mong grado kanang trend bitaw nga let's say mong grado kay 2.5, 2.4, tapos 2.5, 2.4 tapos naay 2.8 medyo naadyo ka sa ano na no tagilid kay imong pag-compute as GPA most likely below 85 siya. So gitudloan naman pod mo unsaon pag-compute sa inyo ang GPA. Just simply multiply the percentage kining let's say kining 85% multiply lang mo siya by the number of units that will be your ano na dayon no the weight no, the weighted grade kaya gi-multiply nimo ang percentage to its specific unit. And if a student fails to maintain the required GPA at the end of the second semester in the second year level, he or she shall be automatically taken off the board program enrolled and will be shifted to a non-board program of his or her choice. So mo ni ang pinaka critical na gid no kay butang ka lang probe na kadaan sa first year no first semester tapos pagka first year second sem okay so na-meet nimo ang requirements so proceed pa ka sa second year first semester sa second year okay pagyapon but pag abot sa second semester second year kay naka grado man kag 81 so automatic gid siya so dapat sa upat ka semester once lang jud ka maka probationary or else kung sobra na then you will be of course shifted to a non-board of program. For now wala pa man tay other non-board interest pa man gid ta so dadto jud mapadulong if ever lang you will continue studying here at DDOSC. And probation status will be applicable only in the first 2 years in any board program. So mao ni siya no sa first 2 years. Mao bitaw nang gina-required jud nako ning first year ug second year to really attend this reorientation kay importante jud kay ni siya. So when you reach third year, medyo immune na but somehow okay gid hapon nga ma-maintain gid siya na para at least you have a good record in your transcript gid pod and especially katom naga-aim for Latin honors. So dapat wala jud kay below 85, wala kay dapat INC, wala kay job whatsoever. Okay. By the way, natin mga kondisyon. If na kay isa ka grado nga bagsak, ang imo lang maximum allowable load, kung unsa na sa prospectus, minusan dyan kag isa or 3 units. Okay, so kung nadyo kay bagsak 5 jud, no 5, consider na dara ang drop. So apil na siya dara ano, walang mukalit ag kawala or basing isa ka subject wala na kan sulod kay wa siguro kaganahi or di gud mo kaya na no. Kaya nga bitaw nga mga situation. So, wala kay, bali maminusan ka og isa ka subject or 3 units for you to improve, no? For you to be given a chance nga kailangan ka mag-improve. So, under academic probation and should pass all subjects enrolled, any failed subject would mean transfer to non-board program. Failed prerequisite subject should be prioritized. So, katunay mga prerequisite, priority gito siya. Okay? So, mo ni siya. But what about kung duha no so by the way apil diri ang PE ug NSTP so dapat dili pud ka mabagsak mas PE pa na maski NSTP pa na that's considered to be part of this condition and then kung duha na pud imong bagsak no to filling grades so semester curriculum load less than 6 units no so less than 6 units so we have this condition so under academic probation and should pass all subjects enrolled so any failed subject would be transferred to non-board program. So failed prerequisite subject should be prioritized. Okay, when this will happen? Maybe pwede na siya sa mga third year, no? Third year nga siguro unmotivated na, no? Kay siguro na ay mga giagian. So na isa ka subject bagsak. So mo na mahitabo. Okay, so mo nang you really have to maintain gid pod the good record gid pod nga nasugdan nimo sa first 2 years nimo. And then what about kung 3 feeling grades? Of course, automatic na gyud, no? You will be transferred to non-board program, which is again the entrepreneurship. Should pass all subjects in the non-board program transferred to. So any failed subject would mean dropping from the rule student. So mo po ni siya no, na ano siya somehow monitoring kuni kini ibalhin sa entrep no or sa naman ni batahan ni nagpadayon pa bagay gihapon ni nga or naga-aim pa maghapon ni siya nga mopasado. So napo na sila dito somehow monitoring. I hope no nga naagapon ni, but then again, if mahitabo na po niya that you did not maintain, then you will be simply dropped from the rule of students ng yun. So other school na. Ito na ka sa other school. Okay? So mo to siya ang dapat po dumdumon nato ano when it comes to the policy as to this of course no the retention policy nato. And if we have this residency. So, dili po ta sa residency, importante po kayo ni siya. Residency shall mean the maximum number of years required of a student to finish his or her program. Under meritorious cases, extension of residency may be granted. The program head, which is yours truly, and the program coordinator, which is Ma'am Nancy, shall be the approving authority for such extensions. Every extension granted shall be reported to the duly constituted authority. Leave of absence or LOA under meritorious cases exclusive of 1 year from the maximum rule of residence or MRR. Ang LOA should be filed before the enrollment. Na ay gina-work out ani nga policy na the detailed policy of this leave of absence, but the filing of LOA should be done before the enrollment. Mao ni siya, dili pwede nga magluwa ka within that term, so drop na to siya or siguro official dropping na if ever lang mo ang reason is valid no. So you have this one. And LOA refers an official deferment of study which shall be excluded from the computation of the student's residency. The college registrar shall furnish the parents or guardians of every student granted the LOA about the leave and the reason for such. If the student wishes to go back to school, he or she should obtain permission to enroll from the registrar's office. Naay tay mga fourth year na diri no nga nag-exceed na kay wala naka-file og LOA. So dapat kung mag-stop mo for a while, you should file LOA no para at least it will be excluded with your residency. Kay butata lang nakaundang ka third year na ka tapos nakaundang ka let's say pila man ka tuig 3 years tama ba? Tapos nag-decide ka nga mo balik or 2 years lang siguro no kung third year ka and then iundang ka for 2 years so 2 years so pila naman wa ka nagpailo so 5 years counted yung 5 years gid siya no 5 years gid siya and then karon man good po di ba ang free higher education ang school shall only grant lang yun 5.5 years no so maka-avail pa ka sa free but for the residency good po dapat you should finish within 6 years. Tama ba ko na sa here? Residency shall be computed by multiplying the required curricular years for a given course by 1.5 years. Thus, the number of years allowed by MRR for a 4-year bachelor course is 6 years. However, a student may choose to remain in school beyond his or her residency by applying for readmission na dyan. No, so, katakong gingan ganina, kung nang-stop ka, tapos after 2 years, di balik ka, so, 4th year, kaya pa no? Pero kung 2 years, gud, wa na gud. Mag-readmission na jud ka. So, mao na ang mahitabo if ever lang you will exceed and then wala ka naka-apply og LOA. At least kung maka-apply kag LOA which is good for 1 year, ma-minus na to siya. Kaya naka-apply raman ka og or naka-file raman ka og LOA. And then counting of the period of residence shall start from the student's first enrollment in a BEd program after admission and shall not include the maximum 1 academic year accumulated LOA from the program. So this is how will you compute your residency. And proceed na ko ha sa honors list policy kaya medyo nagkagubot-gubot dali kaya naay mga misinterpretation. Sige. The honors list is published every semester to recognize and celebrate excellence in academic achievement for those students enrolled in any of the undergraduate degree programs offered by the college. So, muna yung criteria. To be eligible for consideration for the honors list, students must have at least a GPA of 90% or 2.0 with no grade lower than 85% or 2.5 and must have no failing grades in any subject including PE and SDP. Candidates for honors list shall carry at least 18 academic loads per semester. Now, for the computation for the final GPA will be based on this formula no, as defined in the handbook, subject grades. So naka-highlight diri except PE and STP tapos you multiply by the number of units. And then after that one, you will divide by the total number of units per semester. So that will be your GPA. Bali yung bantayan diri to qualify, dapat imong PE and NSTP should not be below 2.5. Pero pag compute sa final GPA, dili siya apilon. So katong last semester 18 ang imong i-divide tama mako 18 kay 23 na 18. So 23 man gyud ang gina-enroll sa first year semester. So for you to determine your GPA, i-exclude ang P and STP once you meet the criteria no, na ma-meet nyo tanan, i-exclude lang sa pag-compute. So that's how to compute the general point average. Okay, so akong gina-highlight dili exact PE and NSTP. Though other schools are including this one, but here in the DDOSC, as defined in the manual, dili siya appeal. So we have to abide the policy stipulated in the handbook. But hopefully, no, if na mga sa revision po, then we can reconsider no, this computation of the GPA by including PNSTP. And students included in the honors list shall be awarded a certificate of recognition every after semester under the following conditions. So, morning president's list with a GPA of at least 1.4 or 96% with no grade lower than 2.5 or 85%. And then vice president's list with a GPA of at least 1.7 or 93% with no grade lower than 2.5 or 85%. And then the dean's list with a GPA of at least 2.0 or 90% with no grade lower than 2.5 or 85%. Okay, so mo siya and then yeah. So president's list, vice president's list, and dean's list. So these are the conditions na for you to be recognized as an academic awardee. So kung president's list, vice president's list, and dean's list. And in addition, especially sa third year, if you will be given originally IP or INP in progress, di lang gid siya ma-appeal no sa academic awardee. So mo nang it's a motivation for you, especially third year, nga mag porsigido gyud, especially when it comes to the research gid puno kay dili man gid okay siguro malangan jud dugay ka manglihok. So it's a wake up call for you to double time, especially for the second semester, and you have the aim to be an academic awardee. Okay, and then graduating with honors. So in line to that recognition, so possibly you will graduate with honor. Pwede ba nga vice president's list ka pero you will not be allotted in honor kay ang katong mga academic awardees is per semester siya. But for the graduating with honors from the start, cumulative siya. No, it's a cumulative CGPA. So students who complete their course with the following general average computed on the basis of the approved formula shall graduate with honors provided that they meet the other requirements prescribed by the college. So mga summa cum laude with a grade point average of at least 1.496% with no grade lower than 2.5 or 85%. Mga siya actually katong sa president's list na. And then magna cum laude, so katong gihapon sa vice president's list, so at least 1.7 with no grade lower than 2.5 or 85%. And then the cum laude with a GPA of at least 2.0 or 90% with no grade lower than 2.5 or 85%. So mao ra gini siya actually, but kailangan niyo mahibala ang difference kining graduating with honors, general na gini siya or the cumulative GPA. So from first year until sa iyang pag-graduate. Katong academic awardees, they will be recognized per semester. And then, napatay provision. Okay, candidates for graduation with honors must have established 6 semesters of residency in the college immediately preceding the graduation and must have no INC grades or failing grades in all subjects, including PNSTP. So, nakay INC, tapos nakong grado, automatic di jud ka-appeal. No? Di jud ka-appeal jud kung nag-INC jud ka. So, dapat wala jud kay INC or job. Samot na kung failure jud pod. And then all candidates for graduation who achieve a general average of 2.0 and above but fell short of other requirements shall be awarded with Medal of Academic Honors. Namin nga no, kining bagong last year, na-meet jud niya, mawala siya INC, wala siya sa tawagan ni, wala siya failing, pero na-meet niya kay katong naa siya, kasi ta siya 2.6. No, nasa 2.6 pero niabot ang average. So, pwede ra siya i-recognize kini Medal of Academic Honors. So, mao na ang iyang makuha if ever lang no. So, okay ka tanan, okay imong grado pero na-meet mo ang GPA pero nakay isa ka grado nga 2.6. So, kana siya. So, you'll be given this Medal of Academic Honors. And then, the highest GPA among honor students of the graduating class shall be considered as class valedictorian. Each academic class valedictorian shall receive the institutional plaque of TDOAC. So, tanan na entre criminology, BS Ed, agriculture. So, highest na siya. Will be the class valedictorian. Further, all candidates will achieve a general average of 1.75 and above what fell short on residency and other requirements shall be awarded. I-take na ni siya ko ano, wala na ni siya. Na ni siya, F2 na ni siya, no? Mali ra ni. Typo lang ni. Same lang ni siya sa provision a while ago sa presentation. So, mo ito, no? If ever ma-meet niya ang general average of 2, dili 175 ba? Nagyapon siya makuha as long as wala lang yun sa itong INC, failure, drop. So, patata lang, nakaabot ka, let's say 2. Pero pag check sa imong grado kay na may INC, so dili sa pwede. So, dito na lang ha. Yeah. Sige daw, mag-entertain sa ko before I will have the announcement. Nabatay natay yes, Jury Ann. Sige, mag-entertain sa tag question before I will proceed with the announcements. Jury Ann. Jury Ann. Or sa to sa accident lang pagka pindot.